If your life ever starts feeling too perfect, stop and look around, because sometimes perfection is just the setup before the fall. I learned that the hard way. At first, I thought I'd found her, the woman who could finally offer something real. My girlfriend had started picking up some daring bedroom tricks, and I honestly thought it was her way of spicing up our already great relationship. What I didn't realize was that she'd been rehearsing those magic moves with someone else. But let me take you back to where it all began. The first time I saw Jenny, she stood out. Not in a flashy, everybody look at me kind of way, quite the opposite. In a group of women wearing designer heels, heavy makeup, and eye-popping outfits, Jenny had this calm, effortless vibe. No glittery accessories, no bleached hair or duck lips. Her makeup was minimal, her hair a natural shade, neatly styled. To me it was refreshing. After years of dating women who seemed more into themselves than any relationship, Jenny felt different. She listened. She laughed easily. She didn't drop brand names like confetti or talk about her dream of being an influencer. She actually asked me questions and cared about my answers. On our first date, she didn't care that the cafe didn't have hookah or gold leaf cappuccinos. And when it came time to get intimate, she asked that the lights be off. There was a modesty to her, shy but not insecure. It was real. Made me feel safe. Like I could build something lasting. And I wanted to. After dating the queen bee types, the kind who saw relationships like stepping stones or Instagram stories, I was ready for something grounded. With Jenny, I felt I'd found that. She moved in with me after a few months, and things only got better. She was magic in the kitchen. Every dish she made looked like it belonged in a food magazine. The apartment was always spotless. She filled our balcony with succulents, labeled the spice jars, and somehow made grocery shopping look like an art. Even when we had our little hiccups in the bedroom, she was sweet about it. She blushed when things got intense. I figured she just hadn't had much experience. And honestly, that only added to her charm. A year passed like a dream. For our anniversary, I pulled out all the stops. A massive bouquet, a delicate gold bracelet, a homemade dinner with her favorite wine. Jenny was glowing that night. We laughed, we toasted, we danced. And when we went to bed, something had changed. Suddenly she was bold, confident, uninhibited in ways I'd never seen from her before. I chalked it up to the wine. Liquid courage, right? But the next night at dinner, she dropped a little surprise. "Hey babe," she said casually. "Can you swing by that adult store after work tomorrow? I want you to pick up a little something." And blinked. "That's new." She laughed, a little too confidently. "Come on, live a little." I was shocked but also intrigued. "You know what?" said. "Let's go now. Together." Jenny didn't hesitate. She navigated that store like a pro, brushing her fingers along shelves like she knew exactly what she was looking for. She didn't blush. She didn't hesitate. It was a strange contrast to the shy girl I thought I knew. Later, back at our place, she unpacked her selections and began using them like someone who'd rehearsed it all before. I couldn't help myself, I asked. "How do you even know how to use all this?" He paused just for a second, then said, "There's this thing called the internet. You can learn anything." It sounded rehearsed. Smooth. Something about that pause chilled me. And once suspicion creeps in, it grows like a weed. I started noticing things. Her phone was always buzzing. Constant calls and texts. She switched it to vibrate but still kept glancing at it, usually when she thought I wasn't looking. One name kept popping up, Sarah. "Who's Sarah?" I asked. She answered quickly. "Oh, she's my new trainee at work. Fresh out of college, no clue what she's doing. Her dad's a big deal, so my boss assigned her to me." Sounded believable. But I still had that itch in my gut, the one that told me something didn't add up. That weekend, my dad invited me to help him with some repairs at his cabin. He lured me with barbecue and promised a hammock in the sun, and of course a shopping list for hardware supplies. I figured it was the perfect time for Jenny to get to know my family better, so I asked her to come along. She hesitated. "Ugh, your dad's place," she said, wrinkling her nose. "The mosquitoes are awful." And the internet sucks. I'll be there, she said. But I think I'll stay back this time and do a major deep clean. You know, get into every dusty corner. She smiled, but it wasn't her usual smile. There was something eager in her voice. And it sure as hell wasn't about scrubbing baseboards. Something inside me clicked. While she was in the bathroom, I grabbed her phone. In under 10 seconds, I did two things. I changed my contact name to Sarah, and blocked the real Sarah's number. Then I left, picked up the hardware, packed the car, and parked a few blocks away. Waited. An hour and a half later, Jenny texted Sarah me. Hey cutie. Grab some protection and hurry over. Mine just left. That was it. Game over. I drove back to the store, picked up a yard of rubber garden hose, and went home. I didn't use my key. I rang the bell. Jenny opened the door wearing a tiny robe, surprised and clearly not expecting me. Her eyes widened when she saw what I was holding. Guess who's back with the rubber you wanted? I said, lifting the hose. Her face drained of color. And I'll just say this. I may have left, but I made sure she remembered me. Not just in her mind, but somewhere a bit more. Sore. I haven't looked back since. As for her, well, I hope Cutie was worth it. Because he definitely got the leftovers.